everybody, this is Jack Hammer, 49ers beat writer for the Santa Rosa Press-Democrat. Wanted to come on today and take you through what I expect to see from the 49ers against Green Bay, or at least take you back to week 3 when the 49ers took on the Packers, kind of look at the way that game played out and the way the offense looked that game, and talk about, as we go through it, talking about the changes that I think will be seen from the 49ers on Sunday when they take on the Packers in the rematch of this game. And real quick, before I get started, I want to say hi to Ekim. Thank you for joining. You're always really good about that. Appreciate it. And to 49ers Visual, hey, how you doing? And then let's see how we got Average in here, asking how everybody's doing. Everybody, hopefully you guys are doing well. Twilight asks what Jimmy G is going to do, and we'll get a little bit to that as we go through. Hey, Amin, how you doing? Good to see you. And good to see you too, Moon Man. And Kenny Clark versus Alex Mack going to be big, and that's going to be definitely one of the things that we're going to hit on as we get into this breakdown. So let's get it kicked off and take a look at it, because that is definitely a matchup that is going to be of importance this week for the 49ers. Let's see if we can get it. There we go. And we're going to start off right from the top. 1st and 10. We're just going to run through this full speed. Should take us about 45 minutes to an hour. We'll get through it as quickly as possible, and there'll be some time for comments and questions at the end as well. But let's go ahead and get this rolling. Right off the bat, we see the 49ers come out in their shotgun formation. This is, and we take a look at this. Look at what's going on in the backfield here. You've got Deebo Samuel on the first play of the game lined up in the backfield. On the right side of Garoppolo, he has Kyle Juszczyk next to him. Remember, in this game, the 49ers didn't have Elijah Mitchell. This game was going to be, pretty much going to be you're going to see the Kyle Juszczyk running the ball, or Trey Sermon, who was the one that got the start in this game. So right off the bat, though, the 49ers have Deebo Samuel in the backfield. Let's see what happens when he motions. You see all of a sudden the box looks like it gets opened. You have a matchup here. There's 5 on 6, though. Still, Green Bay still has one more than the 49ers do up front to block them all. And they run this with Juszczyk, and they're going to pick up 4, though. Not much of a push. One of the main things to watch as we go through this film is the play in the middle of the line of scrimmage. Kenny Clark, as we heard at the beginning of this, he's right there, head up on just to the right side, a little bit of Alex Mack, and you see he's able to hold ground, and that's the kind of thing that could cause the 49ers trouble, and we're going to see throughout this as we roll through. Watch the play in the middle right here on 97. Does a really good job. You're still able to get 4 yards, almost 5 yards out of Kyle Juszczyk with a hard run up the middle. But that's going to be a key matchup for the 49ers on Sunday. When they come back out of that, bring motion again, and it opens up. You see how that motion of Deebo Samuel affects the linebackers. We've seen Deebo Samuel affecting defenses throughout the second half of the season with his ability to run with the ball. Again, you're going to see that motion draws the linebackers over, and it makes it a nice, easy pitch and catch for Garoppolo to Kittle. First down right off the bat for the 49ers. That motion just takes everything away over, and it's going to be interesting. I would expect to see a lot of that toss inside zone run that you see from the 49ers, where they start to try to get everybody moving one way and they be able to cut it back the other. 1st and 10 from the 37. Watch the penetration here in the middle. Kenny Clark just blows this play up. Doesn't give a chance to Trey Sermon to get to the edge. That's all about winning at the line of scrimmage. 97 driving 50 into the backfield. And I don't think it matters who's in the backfield. I don't think it matters if Elijah Mitchell's back there, Deebo Samuel, whoever. If they're trying to run a toss sweep and they get this kind of a play where Mack is blown up like this by 97, it's going to be a long day for the 49ers. And you see the Packers swarming to the ball. 2nd and 13. It's going to be a little pass here from Garoppolo to Brandon Ayuk. Again, just working that underneath coverage. The Packers are kind of constricting some things a little bit, but they're opening. They have holes in the zones underneath. They're bringing pressure, but there's holes behind it, and Garoppolo is able to find one there. And then that brings up 3rd and 6, and this is going to be from Garoppolo to Mohamed Sanu, and this is another change. In this game, it was pretty much Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, Mohamed Sanu. were the receivers. You didn't really see Juwan Jennings. Now this week you'll see Jennings in this spot here. Uh, that's a tough throw. Tough. It's tough coverage. They're right on top of him. But this is the kind of play that we've grown accustomed to seeing. Juwan Jennings just make this kind of a reception where he's got a guy on his back and the ball's in front of him. It's right there. When we look, let's watch this one from the end zone view. He's definitely all over him. Inside release. A little bit behind him. Looks like the DB makes a good throw. And that ball needs to be Garoppolo needs to make a little bit better throw than that. Jennings has been a big difference for the 49ers, though. And here we are, their second possession of the game, and there's only first quarter is almost over with already. And here's the first view of Deebo Samuel. They try to run this little sweep. This has become a staple play for the 49ers over the second half of the year. They've been able to pick up a number of big plays off of this where they motion across and hand them the ball. Really good flow from Green Bay. Let's watch the defense as they flow. The 49ers with these motions, people always the defensive flow starts to come across, and let's see. It's a really good job. Really, what here's one of the things to think about. Remember in the Dallas game where they're running this and it looks like it's all congested on the outside, and he cuts that thing back up inside and is able to score. Look at the play from the linebacker here, where I don't know if it's a linebacker or a safety, but watch. It looks like it's the linebacker. Watch the linebacker that's starting off at the on the right hash. He's going to do a really good job of filling that cutback lane. So that's one of the things that Green Bay did a really good job of, and that's part of why they made it tough on Samuels. They take away the outside, they take away the cutback lanes, and there's nowhere for him to go. It'll be interesting to see how Kyle Shanahan kind of is able to manipulate that chess match to his advantage, because we'll watch it from the end zone view. They see Samuel coming, you see all the motion already flowing over his way, and a really good job by the linebacker there to fill the inside gap. Even though he doesn't make the tackle, he definitely helps with making the play because he forces them to continue wide and run out of bounds. So the 49ers come back from that is to run another sweep the opposite direction with Kittle. They've shown some success with this throughout the year. I think they did this against the Rams. If it wasn't the Rams, they did it against Houston. I know we've seen this from Kittle just recently. So hold on one second. Sorry, I've been talking all this time and my mic's been muted. But let's go back here. Yeah, we'll stay where we are. What I was talking about on the deep throw to 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 Kittle, it was there. Alexander just made a really nice play, and then now they've had a rough start to the game. They only have the one first down, and then they have the turnover at a first down on the first drive, 3 and out on their second, the turnover on the first play of the third, and they're finally putting a drive together here. Yeah, I think they're right. I needed to have it where I could see the comments. Otherwise, I would have been able to pick it up early. I forgot all about that. I apologize, everybody. But they finally get a little bit of a drive. One of the biggest things, though, as we look through this again, pay attention to the fact that no Juwan Jennings, no Elijah Mitchell. Uh, Mike Luvinci's out there. He's not going to be there next week on Saturday. The Packers are going to be a little bit different too on defense. They're supposed to get. They might be able to get Zadarius Smith back, and they also might be able to get one of their linebackers back as well. They have a linebacker out of that they traded for with Houston. He's been injured the last few weeks, but they're hoping to get him back as well. So we'll see what happens on their participation report today. There's a nice throw from Garoppolo, though. The 49ers really do a good job here moving out. It's a deep curl concept, 16, 20-yard curls, and he's able to hit that one to Ayuk. Just nothing there. The biggest matchup in this game for the 49ers is really going to be this one in the middle. It's going to be with 50 and his ability to handle 97 when he's in the ball game. 97 is not even there on this play, and they're able to still do a real good job of cutting things off for the 49ers offense. Garoppolo with a check down to Juszczyk, picks up the first down. Looked like he had a little bit bigger throw open there to the tight end. It's a little tight because they do have the coverage on the back end from the safety sitting over the top. They're doubling Kittle here. See that? He does look like he's open. Even with the double, he still looks like he's open because he's running away from that safety that's over the top of him. It's really a tough one, though, because that safety's already driving on him. Not going to complain about a check down that gives you a new set of downs. First and 10, the 72 will be coming up, or the 42, excuse me. Garoppolo's going to get sacked here. They're going to be able to get some good pressure on him. They're going to get a sack. There's the motion, play action. I believe that's, it was 50 just gets beat here by 93. 93 or 95. One of those guys in the middle. They're going to run their play action, and he just gets beat to the edge. Got a pretty good hold on him, too. Still loses him, and Garoppolo has nowhere to go. So, again, the key for the 49ers on Saturday is going to be the center, what they can do in the middle of the line. Not even just talking about Alex Mack, but just the center of the 49ers offense. Mack, Brunskill, and Laken Tomlinson. Are they going to be able to do a good enough job securing the middle of the field? And that's a really nice ball from Garoppolo to Kittle over the middle for 16 to set up 3rd and 1. And then from here, if you remember, this is where it's 3rd and 1. They're at the middle of the field, and instead of just they try to go quick, they try to break the huddle, sprint up, and go quick, and they just get half the team knows what's going on, the other half doesn't. They get the ball snapped, and the left guard almost jumps off sides. The left tackle and the tight end don't even know the ball's supposed to be going. They're sitting there. That's a real tough one. So these are the kind of errors that were killing the 49ers throughout the first half of the year. These mental breakdowns where they get themselves into a nice drive. It's 3rd and 1 at midfield, and you just fall apart like this, and you do that, and you end up with a loss. So, they'd had a nice drive up to that point, and that was really kind of a precursor to what we were going to be seeing from their offense in the second half. So after that, they give up a touchdown. They go down 17-0. Trent Cannon returns the kickoff all the way to the 32, and that sets up this little drive here. Garoppolo is going to take the ball, the shotgun, easy pitch and catch to George Kittle. I really think the 49ers offense is going to have the ability to make plays against Green Bay. It's just going to be a matter of 10 being able to deliver the ball where it's supposed to go, because these are easy pitches and catches that he's able to hit, especially that one there. There's not a whole lot to that. Just drop back and your guy's going to be curling up, hit him, puts it between his numbers. Kind of the same thing here, just a little quick dig route to the right. And look at that safety driving on it. He's watching it the whole way, and he's just sitting on it. Yeah, not really anywhere else to go with the ball. He tries to fit it in there to Samuel. That's a good play by the safety by 26 to drive on that, and a good job by the corner as well to be there. 19's got to hold on to that though. He had a lot of that's the other part of it. 19 was struggling with holding on to the ball early in the year. That was going to be a tough catch, but I think he should have had that one. 2nd and 10. There you go, right over the middle to Sanu. Just kind of a layered route there. They have the underneath, and then they got the dig coming in behind it. A little bit behind it, but that's a really nice catch. And the cold weather on Saturday, they're going to need that to be on the money. Little completion there to 44. Now Garoppolo here, he's going to be looking for Brandon Ayuk, and this is going to be incomplete. I think this one's in the middle of the field. They run a little slant here, if I remember correctly. Yep, and he's wide open, and that ball just sails on him. Look how open he was there. Just got the ball to his hands a little too. He needed to just, I think, hold it just a little bit longer here and maybe go onto the other side of that linebacker. Let's see if he has time to hold it just a second longer. Not even a second, just a beat. Yeah, he does. He just needs to give him a little bit more time. The ball's coming out a little too quick on that one because he's wide open. Garoppolo's trying to get the ball to his hands quick, and he's trying to hit the first window, meaning just the right side of the linebacker here. He needs to wait just a second, and he's got him right over his left side. If he just holds that thing for a second, he's throwing the ball before Ayuk is even able to get out of his break, which a lot of times is good. In that situation, it's not so much. 3rd and goal, 3rd and 5 from the 6. They get a pass interference here. He's trying to run pretty much the same type of a route to Mohamed Sanu. They're trying to run a middle of the field route there to him. The guy's all over him. 21 does a really good job. I think that's the rookie out of Georgia. He gets some help from the linebacker to kind of make him flatten out his route. Really good job by Green Bay there, and it's a pass interference. That's a tough call. He's all over him. Yeah, that's a tough call on 21. Good for the 49ers, though. And then first and goal from the 10, you're going to get an incompletion. He's going to throw this over to yeah, that one's dropped by, or that's the one that's incomplete. There's an incompletion. There's holding by 60, so it gets a call back. There's a hands to the face on Green Bay. That one should have been caught by Samuel, though. But so it's offsetting penalties. Sets up 1st and goal again. So 1st and goal continues to be 1st and goal. and it's going to go from Garoppolo to Ayuk down here at the bottom on the slant, and it just dropped. It's a tough ball. It's a little high, but definitely one that he's get both hands on that he should be able to bring in, and he drops it here. Let's watch it. A lot of traffic, and it's high, but it hits him right in the head, right at the head level. Falls incomplete. That should have been a completion to Ayuk. And then here, second and goal. We're going to get another incompletion. He's really wanting to get that ball to Deebo Samuel out here on the out route, but they've got the outside leverage. He should have been able to see that quick that that's not going to be there. They're sitting, they're waiting for those guys to come over, and then he wants to try to fit that ball into the middle. It's not there. He pulls it down, starts to move again, realizes time is running out, and then grounds it. Really lucky there that he didn't get called for intentional grounding. He's really, really holding that ball, looking for Samuel on the left. See him? He comes back to the middle, and it's not there. Then he grounds it, and then they bring in 5 at the one here on 3rd and 1 and score a touchdown, cut the lead to 17-7. Kind of setting the stage for the comeback in the second half, but also this is what the 49ers do best, right? When they get the ball, when they don't get the ball to start the game, and they're going to get the ball to start the second half, they're usually really good about putting points on the board right before the halftime. Look at that block by 71. Poor little corner didn't hold a chance. So there's the first half of the game. It was a mixed bag for the 49ers. I'm sorry, it was a mixed bag for me too with my mic. Missed probably a good 5 minutes of show, but at least you got the show. And you didn't have to listen to me mumble on about what was happening on the field, right? But that's the first half there, and as I think it was Texas Niner said earlier, these teams are really different, and that's why we wanted to go through this. But definitely, a rough start for the 49ers in this game, and it's going to turn around here in the second. They get the ball to open up the second half right off the bat. Where are we? Play action, boot, throw back to Kittle for 7. Second and 3. We're going to get Sermon going to the right here. Just look at 97. He just does such a good job of. That's the play before. That's the boot. But 97 does such a good job at the line of scrimmage. He does a really good job of holding that spot. And there's the 49ers trying to use the motion of Deebo Samuel and the movement out from the linebackers to their advantage with getting everybody flowing to the right, but then their left, and then run the ball back to the right. But you get the penetration from where's that penetration coming from? Again, Alex Mack loses to 97. 97 blows up the play, and you end up getting a 2-yard gain, which is a nice gain, but it probably would have been bigger if you don't have 97 make this move on Alex Mack. Watch this. Whoop. And he's right in the hole, drives him out wide, and Sermon does a really nice job of being able to pick up 2 yards, because that should have been a loss of about 3 or 4. 3rd and 1 here. Try to get tricky. It works. Very similar to what they did a couple weeks later against Arizona. That didn't work. They bring him in motion. I think everybody by this point is alerted to that. And then here we go. It's going to be Deebo Samuel going to motion across, and they're going to run a little screen to him to the left. They stack him. There's your screen. Just run a nice little outside screen and easy pitch and catch for Garoppolo and Samuel and Samuel with 19. Just a little swing screen that they run with the receivers being the screeners. The play action there really kind of keeps everybody inside, so it becomes a man-on-man blocking on the edge. Really good blocking out of the receivers there, and a nice pickup by Deebo Samuel. Come back from that. They're going to run. Now it's working a little bit, right? You're getting some misdirection and stuff, and imagine it's crazy how much when your quarterback's able to complete the balls on misdirection plays and you're able to actually get positive yards on misdirection, how it opens up stuff like this for Trey Sermon. This is his longest run of the game for 16 yards, untouched until he gets out across the 40. And then from there, they're going to come back and do it again. They're going to motion across. That's Jennings in there now. They run this little reverse to Ayuk. Nice job to pick up 8. You can see Kyle Shanahan's starting to get into a flow now. He's starting to get into a rhythm. It was a rough first half for his offense, but in the second half, now he's got all that data from the first. We really got to see it on the. You started to see it happening with their fourth possession when they were finally able to hold on the ball and start to move it out. You saw them start to get into rhythm there, but you're really seeing it now. There was the nice run. Come back off of the reverse, little again, motion that guy across, make those guys make their eyes move, and then you hit them up inside. Watch the movement come around, the motion. You see everybody starting to move over, and then that opens up the cutback lanes for Sermon. That's what you're going to see from the 49ers, I believe. That's what they do, right? This isn't anything that we haven't seen them do before. This is just 49ers football. It's going to be whatever it is in the first half. It might be a little tricky. That's why, that what they were able to do against Dallas was so impressive. Jet sweep. Heavy key on Deebo Samuel. Watch him move across and watch the eyes. Everybody starts to flatten and widen. 59 with a really, remember earlier when they ran it with them, how 59 did a really good job of running that alley, and I stopped it because of the cutback wasn't, it didn't allow him to make the cutback. Same thing here, except for this time he's coming from wider across, full speed, and that linebacker just does a really good job of tracking him right through the same hole, and attacks that same area, and is able to bring him down for a loss. Maybe I was looking at 1. Motion over, play action, trying to hit Kittle across the middle, and he has to come down to his check down. This one is it's a kind of all this play is all in the middle of the field for Garoppolo. He's going to look to Kittle, and then he has the post behind that. Green Bay does a really good job of taking that away. So there's the first level. They've got the man underneath, corners following, and then on the top of the screen you've got the other crosser at the second level. I think that's going to be Ayuk. That might be Samuel. It's either Samuel or Ayuk, and they're just running right into guys. He has to check it down, and the linebacker does a really nice job on Sermon to hold him to no gain. Garoppolo does a nice job here of not forcing it into coverage too. Kind of stays within the play. Checks it down. And now on 3rd and 9, back to shotgun. This is what we saw from the 49ers on Sunday too. Was a lot of Juszczyk in the backfield instead of JaMycal Hasty in these third down positions, or they're using more of, they had been using Hasty quite a bit as a third down back. We saw them go back to this with Kittle this week, and really nice throw by Garoppolo here. We've seen him run this route a few times this year. There's running deep. Both those guys running deep curls where they curl to the outside. They have another one in the middle. They ran this play a lot in the beginning of the year. And Garoppolo is he's reading middle to right, and he decides to try to layer this over the linebacker. And it's a little high, but it's so wide open for Samuel. He's able to jump up underneath and get it. If you look to the other side, if you wanted to work the other side, he's got more open throwing lane over there. Look at the lane. I think that's Sherfield on that side. Or no, it's Ayuk. Ayuk's wide open at the top of the screen. Instead, he goes to Samuel. Really good protection, and that's a good ball by Garoppolo right there. And then here on 1st and goal, we're going to run a toss out to the right to Debo. Just really well defended and nowhere for him to go. Let's watch it one more time just from this top angle. I like to watch from the top angle first because you can really see the movement in the whole field that way. Part of it is the Juszczyk motion. The Juszczyk motion tips you off. If they run this out of a set eye without him motioning at first, I think they don't get that flow that you get here. So unless you're going to run this as a cutback, which is really would be a nice option, that would be my thing. Is if you're gonna show that motion, and then run that inside zone toss play that we've seen the 49ers run so much. It looks like an outside run, but it's really, as far as the way they're getting the ball to the running back, but it's all designed to be a cutback inside run instead of getting it out on the edge. And the way that Green Bay's overplaying everything here, there it is again. Motion, move them over there. Now they're going to boot away from it. Good job of forcing him to sit inside. Nobody's there. So, they're seeing it. I think the coaches are seeing that that motion's going with them. That's why they want to motion them over. Now they expect to get flow to the offense's right, the defense's left, and they're going to try to boot Garoppolo out. That's Samuel in the backfield there. They just don't bite on it in the secondary. They bite on it pretty hard underneath, but not in the secondary. Watch these guys along the inside. You're going to see them all move hard and flow, but the secondary players do a good job of maintaining their leverage. Taking everything away, and Garoppolo just has to throw it out of the end zone. And then 3rd and 7, 3rd and goal from the 7, 8-yard line. Shotgun with Juszczyk as your 3rd down back. And you just run that little out stop with 11, and he gets it. It's really nice. The 49ers go from being down 17-0. Possession right at the end of the first half gets them to 17-7. And now, before Green Bay even gets the ball back, the 49ers have cut the lead from 17-0 to 17-14. That's how you start the comeback. And now you go into they get the ball back again, and they're only down by 3. Nice opener to Sermon. Now that you've got the running game, that misdirection is all in there, and you've got the quarterback hitting some throws, changes everything for Green Bay, because now you're not quite sure exactly what's going to be coming. And the 49ers are able to get right back into what they were doing earlier, and it works this time for a gain of 7. And then now you're going to get 2nd and 3, and they're going to try to run a screen out to the right side to George Kittle. And they just do a really good job of taking that away. When the 49ers run this motion and they do these kind of things, look at how wide Green Bay gets to the motion. Look at the linebacker has gone from the middle of the formation all the way out here at the snap of the ball. He's outside of the formation. He's all the way outside the hash, and they're not expecting that, and that's why they only have 2 guys blocking 3. There's no way that they're going to win that. Juszczyk has to takes the first guy that's inside, and Kittle's not able to get around the next guy. Look at them stepping out. They're just widening out so much. I think Garoppolo just gets killed on this one. This is the one. There was a couple of times in this game starting here where they just leave guys free. They step down here, and Smith just comes right off the edge unblocked. He's going to have Sanu open over the middle. He's just not able to throw the ball to him, because as soon as he starts to throw, he's getting hit in the back. They just missed the protection on it. Some pressure there, and Garoppolo is able to get out. Just really well covered. They just don't have anything there, and Gary's going to come in and do a really good job of getting the sack here. I think Gary's coming off the right side on Garoppolo on McGlinchey. That whole group on the right side does a really good job of getting after him. Nothing's open down the field, and he gets taken down. That sets up 3rd and 14. It's 3rd and long. Bringers has shown this a couple of times. They've got Kittle back there now with Juszczyk to help. And some pressure. Garoppolo does a good job of stepping up, and he finds 11 down the field. They're not able to connect, but they get the long pass interference. So really nice job by Garoppolo of working the pocket, being able to step up and finding Aiyuk down the field deep. Tries to get it to him, and they get the pass interference deep down the field. So doesn't count for his stats, but it's a 35-yard gain for the offense. Really nice job of moving around. Good job of stepping up, and he's got him. He needs to put that one out to the right just a little bit more. But they get out to midfield there on the pass interference. In the gun. Motion, and they're going to run the play action. It's just going to be their deep with their over. They run that so well, and that's just not a very good pass by Garoppolo. They really like this is a play that they really like to run, where they run vertical at the bottom. They're going to bring the guy across the field, and then they run the guy that's in motion here, which I think is Jennings. Yeah. He's the flat guy. So they're layering it out. They bring the guy across. It's basically a flood in the zone over there, and that almost always with the play action going this way and the motion, it just usually opens up the middle of the field, and it really does here. This is an easy throw from Garoppolo, and he needs to do a better job of putting this on him, give him a chance to run. It's a little bit too far out in front of a 6. It's a good catch though. Now they're out to the 34, and you get a bad snap. They're still able to pick up a few yards. That ball is a lollipop getting back to him. We haven't seen this. And there's just, if you watch the team now in this game from week 3 compared to where they are now, watch this snap by 50. The ball doesn't even get to him. Watch this thing. Bounces to him. He picks it up off the bounce and runs where the run was supposed to go for Sermon, and still able to pick up 4 yards. Sets up 2nd and 2. 49ers in 12 personnel, or 22 personnel actually. And this is a play that we've seen them run a few times over the years. They motion out. They look like they're going to run the screen out here to George Kittle, and they sneak 44 in behind him on a slant. That's a really nice play. That sets up 1st and 10 from the 18. Good job from Garoppolo to find Sanu over on the. He's going to be looking to his left, I believe, when we watch this. Let's see if he's looking up to his left, and he's going to come back to his right. Left, not there. Back to his right. He comes underneath. 1st down. Actually, second down. They give him 9 yards on that one. Granners go heavy, 22 personnel, right up the middle with Juszczyk, and they pick up the 1st down. Really nice run by Juszczyk there. Hey Peter, I'm not going to do a film breakdown on the Cowboys game this week. It's a short week and everything, and I just felt like getting into Green Bay would be a little bit better. We can come back and take a look at the Houston game, or excuse me, the Dallas game after the season's over with. But we're going to focus on Green Bay today, and we'll focus on Green Bay again tomorrow. Today's offense, I'm going to do defense. Got a special guest coming on with me tomorrow to take a look at the defensive side. Uh, so we'll give you guys a really good look at the first matchup between these two teams and then kind of what to expect moving forward. And then they bring in Trey Lance down here. They run this little play action rollout, and there's a hold by the Packers, which allows the 49ers to get a new first and goal. Does a good job of getting away, and then he's throwing it and complete in the back of the end zone. Not a big deal. First and goal, Garoppolo comes back in. First and goal from the 1. Handoff to Sermon off the left side, and dives through into the end zone. Pointers 24-21, they get the ball back. And this is, they're only down by 3 right here, and this is the one that really changes the whole complexion of the way that this game turns out. Is the way that this drive finishes for the 49ers. They start off well, a nice little toss there for 3 yards to the right side with a sweep from Sermon. 49ers are in 13 personnel, 1 running back, 3 tight ends. Sermon does a nice job of picking up 3. And we're going to get a throw from Garoppolo out here to the left to the flat. He's going to be going to Sermon off of play action. He's trying to hit the deep shot, doesn't have it, and checks it down. He gets hit in the head. They call roughing the passer. Let's watch this one. I think we have. That's Deebo Samuel. Yeah. He's got that free rusher coming down because look at Deebo Samuel. He's going to be wide open there. Garoppolo just doesn't see him. That underneath defender, this linebacker here does a really good job of gaining depth. At this point right now, he's already committed to running here. Garoppolo still has the ability to throw that ball into. See, that linebacker was already driving on the flat route. So I think if Garoppolo had stuck with this and thrown the ball instead of throwing the dump down to 28, I think he could have had 19 over the middle. That would have been a huge play. It would have been bang bang. They get lucky. It doesn't matter. They get the personal foul on Green Bay, 15 yards, first down. I think if he had stuck with it with the dig route from Samuel, he might have been able to get it into him. So they get the roughing the passer though, so it puts him out there right around midfield, and they're going to run a toss here to the right. Just nothing there, and Sermon gets dropped for a loss of 1. Second and 11. Rangers are going to get another break here. They're going to get a trip. There's going to be a tripping call on Green Bay. Yeah, and I think the tripping is why you see Garoppolo fall down as he's trying to move out of the pocket. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of traffic there. He starts to move, and there's the trip. Yep. So we get 1st and 10. Now the 49ers are at on the Green Bay side of the field at the 44. They're getting into range to maybe tie this game up. Really nice job by the safety there of driving on this ball. We've seen them do this a couple of times to Deebo Samuel. Here's the motion. That corner who had backed out against that bunch formation does a really good job of coming up though, getting his hand around and knocking the ball away from Samuel. Watch this one more time. This is an interesting play because look at how they're all tightened up. Now you bring the man in motion. He leaves. They're still manned up, except for you're not sure where the man's coming from. Where this guy's lined up, it's tough because you don't know if he's going to be manned up here on Deebo Samuel or if he's going to be manned up on 85. Instead, he moves out. Garoppolo sees it, sees him open, and the man who was back does a really nice job of driving. And then this sets up the whole change here for the 49ers, though. This next play changes the entire complexion of the way that this game ends up. 49ers 2nd and 10 at the 44 of Green Bay, and they're only down by 3. They're going to try to run a little screen here to the left side. It's just all messed up, and Garoppolo throws the ball backwards into the ground, and Green Bay recovers, and they go from their home 44 all the way to the Green Bay having it inside the 49ers side of the field deep. This is just the play call's not going to work. Kenny Clark comes through untouched, and Garoppolo just needs to eat that, take a big loss there. But instead, that's the play, because that right there, what that does is that gives you the 3 points. So now the 49ers, instead of the 49ers having 3, Green Bay gets 3. 49ers are down by 7. They're going to go, or 6. They're going to go down here and score a touchdown. And even though they do that, they leave 37 seconds on the clock, and Green Bay's able to come back and beat them. Opens up with an incompletion here from Garoppolo to Samuel, almost another backwards pass, which would have been a disaster after the one on the previous possession. If anything, the fact that it was incomplete helps him out, because if Samuel had caught that, it would have been a loss of yardage. 2nd and 10, Garoppolo's going to throw incomplete again to Deebo Samuel. He's down here at the bottom of the screen. Try to hit him on a corner, and I think he hits him, and DB's got a hold of him, and between the DB holding onto one of his arms, he's not able to catch it with the other. If I remember this correctly, that ball hits him where it could have been caught, but it's going to be tough because of the coverage. Yeah, look at that. One of Garoppolo's better throws. Look at that. That thing hit him right between the numbers, but pretty good coverage by 21, holding one arm back and not getting called for it. Then here, 3rd and 10 at the 25. And Garoppolo's going to hit 85. Right over the middle, breaks through, and down deep into Green Bay territory at the 36-yard line. 41's not able to come down quick enough there. Safety. 23 can't make the tackle, and Kittle's off to the races. Yeah, that was a tough one right there. He's really well covered and tries to force it in there to Samuel. Safety coming across. Pressure gets on him just a little bit too quick there when he throws that one to Sanu. He sticks with this one to the left side. He's got him open. He's got the if he'd worked his bunch side, he has Brandon Ayuk wide open for a completion underneath. Instead, he goes to the right side and is incomplete. Sets up 3rd and 10. He doesn't even look to the left. He's looking right the whole way, and they do a really good job of taking it away. Yeah, it's a really nice catch by Deebo Samuel against the zone coverage. We're going to try to sneak Juszczyk up the sideline here. Actually, he's just going to turn that up on the zone. That's a really nice catch, though, by Deebo Samuel, bailing out the quarterback and helping him out. You're going to see get a good view of it from here. Yeah, what a catch by 19. So, minute and a half, clock running. Plenty of time for the 49ers here. They're already at the 24. Nice job by Kittle. Clock's still running. This is an easy one, though, for Garoppolo. This is, kind of similar to what they did in New Orleans in 2019, right? Get that out and have them cut up the field, and he was able to stick it on them. They get some yardage there, and then 1st and 10, they just got to let this clock run. Run. Garoppolo gets the ball snapped a little early. And then Juszczyk does a really nice job at the end to finish it off in the end zone. So that's how you finish the game off is for the 49ers offense. They struggled early on. They come back and they're able to still put up 28 points on the board against Green Bay. Looks like they might come back from 17-0 down to win. We know how that all plays out. The defense goes on the field, and they're facing a tough Green Bay offense. Deommodore Lenoir out at corner on the right side of the 49ers defense, the left side, and you get a big throw by Rodgers over the middle, followed by Lenoir getting beat by on the next play. Rodgers beats him, big one. So, all right. So I need to know what this one is. What are our chances? Jack tells it to us straight. LOL. Let's see. What do we got? What are you guys talking about over here? As far as Lee, I'll save this. Sermon's role next season. He's probably going to be, I would expect to see him having definitely a bigger role. I don't think you'll see Jeff Wilson Jr. back next year. You may, and if that's the case, Sermon. I'm not sure what they envision his role in, especially with how much they run Elijah Mitchell. I don't know if we're going to see. I don't really know what you're going to get out of Sermon's role because you got their 1st and 2nd down are covered by Mitchell. 3rd down is going to be either Hasty or Kyle Juszczyk. I don't really know where Sermon fits, and part of the reason I don't know how he fits is because he's a volume back, and when you look at his career at Oklahoma and then at Ohio State, he didn't have series of big games. It's not, the only time he had when he played well, it was when he was getting 25, 30 carries or 20 plus carries. It wasn't when he was getting only 5 or 10 carries. He was getting a big number of carries in those games, and he seemed to keep getting stronger and stronger as the game goes. So, I'm not sure what to expect out of Sermon. He'll be a nice depth piece. If they can get him 5 or 10 carries to maybe lighten the workload for Elijah Mitchell next year, that would be really good for them. Let's see what else we got. Serious question: would you just double Adams the entire game and let the other receivers beat you? You can't do that though, because that's where, if you're doing that all game long, Rodgers will beat you. They need to. We'll get into this a little bit more tomorrow, but I think the 40, that'll be some of the homework. I'll talk to my special guest and make sure he's ready to talk about how he thinks the 49ers are going to go about this. But Adams is going to make plays. The biggest thing for the 49ers for this next game compared to this one is they need to stop the run. They didn't stop the run very well against Green Bay the first time. The Packers ran for 100 yards on 25 carries. If they can keep that number into the 70s, 60s, that'll allow the pass rush to be a little more aggressive. And the other thing too is they've got to be able to get the chips for Bosa. If he's out there, they need to be able to get those away from him. Yeah, I mean, so there you have it. I mean, there's the 49ers in that first game, rough start, got better, and then the big turnover at the end there by Garoppolo hurt them. So we'll see how this thing plays out for the 49ers offense on Sunday, but I would expect them to have some success. If the 49ers defense can hold Green Bay to 24 or less, the 49ers, I think, will come out victorious. And that's what we've seen from the 49ers over the second half of the year. They've held teams under 30 and generally won unless the quarterback kills them with big interceptions. So just want to say real quick, thanks to everybody for checking this out. If you can hit the like button, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and comment, that'd be fantastic. Also, take yourself over to 49ers.pressdemocrat.com. You can check out all of the writing that I do over there. That's the Inside the 49ers blog for the Santa Rosa Press Democrat. So 49ers.pressdemocrat.com. Get yourself over there. And as the Rocky Mountain Razorback says, get yourself ready for the big game. Not on Sunday, as I've said too many times in this video, on Saturday. So thank you all once again for joining. I'll be back tomorrow with a special guest to take a look at the 49ers defense against the Packers offense. Take care, everybody.